Hello, friends. Welcome to the show HR by Nature, where we talk to people and take their opinion mostly on the HR angle. Today, our guest is Mr. Ankur Kharbanda, who's Director Retail Sales at Max Bupa Health Insurance. Mr. Kharbanda has been making significant contributions for the last many years in the insurance industry. He is also known for his brilliant and excellent leadership skills and detail orientation. Hello, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Mayank. Thank you very much for calling me here. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir. Most welcome. So, sir, just want to understand, it's been around 8 weeks or so in the lockdown. I think we are not allowed to go out. We have been working from home for the last eight weeks, 50 days or 60 days or so. Just tell us something about your routine, sir, family routine. I'm sure that your family have never seen you for such a long time uh, like this. Just tell us their reaction. What is your reaction?
Sure, Mayank, this has been, I think, from last 20 years of my experience, this has been the first time, I've got an opportunity to stay with my family for so long. And in fact, if you look at it, Mayank, most of the times we have discussions in offices whereby we say that, yeah, we don't get time for families. If you look at parents, they were always saying that my children don't give us sufficient time. Now, looks like that God has, by force asked everyone to, to be together, to stay together, as probably this was, earlier as well. Now this has time has come whereby we've got an opportunity to stay with our family, friends, and I'm using it. Uh, I'm using it to the best of my capabilities. I must say that if you look at it, Mayank, typically 3 to 4 hours in a day I was on my way to office. I used to spend 3 to 4 hours, so I have saved 3 to 4 hours on a daily basis. So I've
Right.
segregated these 3 to 4 hours within my family and myself. So 1 hour goes for myself in terms of my yoga. I have started doing it from last 2 months now.
That's
uh,
wonderful.
one hour, 1 hour is for household work, which I am contributing with my wife. And then the next 2 hours are for my children, which is more about playing football with them, playing chess, Ludo. So I am making it, utilizing it to the best. And I remember there was a time when we were saying 3 4 months back, I was with my colleagues and I was saying and telling them that यार बहुत टाइम हो गया. पहले होता था दिन के बाद दोपहर होती थी, दोपहर के बाद शाम होती थी, शाम के बाद रात होती थी. अभी ऐसा लगता है दिन के बाद दोपहर होती है और दोपहर के बाद रात हो जाती है. So
आप
now
देखने को
the time has again come back जब शाम दिखती है. And 7 o'clock is a family time whereby we say that यार 7 बजे मिलके इकट्ठे यहाँ पे we will have tea, शाम की चाय पिया करेंगे. So we have
right.
schedule which says that मैं 2 से 3 हमेशा अपनी कोई मीटिंग नहीं रखता, whereby I say that 2 to 3 is my lunch time with family, 7
Okay.
to 8 is the tea time with family. So that's how things have changed, and I'm really enjoying this moment. Yeah,
That's wonderful. In business language, we call it optimum utilization of the opportunity that we get.
100%.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So something else. Uh, so it's of course it's a new thing for the entire world. This lockdown. But then one of the things that is rarest of the rare that has happened with you joining a new organization. So tell us your experience about that thing. That is also a new thing we would want to know about it.
Joining, and that too in the lockdown era. The whole
Right.
world was under lockdown, and so I joined last month, Mayank. Did
Right.
my e-joining. E-joining. Post that, it was about meeting the teams, on a e-mode. Then post that, it was about understanding the teams, understanding the business on e-mode. Then was meeting distributor, meeting people across the country. So I would have met around 1,000 of our employees, 1,000 plus distributors, partners in this last 30 days on a e-mode, which I think if in a normal course, I would have taken 3 to 4 months to do all this job, which now I am doing. I have done it in 1 month. So probably, as looking again in the from an opportunity perspective, under lockdown, I think our efficiencies have gone up. At least I can say about myself. And also, when you join a new organization, your energy levels are also high. Your excitement level is also high, and that's where this has happened. But a beautiful experience, a
Mhm.
new
Right.
experience. I would say in last 100 years, this type of a situation has happened. So I thought that rather than looking at what are the negatives out of it, let me try to find out what are the positive out of it. And that's where I'm trying to enjoy it as well.
Right. So you said you have leveraged technology to the fullest in this lockdown for meeting people. So that is the best thing. And then when you're saying that when you join a new organization, your energy levels are high. But what I know about you is that your energy levels are always high, be it old organization or the new organization. Anyway, so moving forward, sir. Uh, this lockdown, this pandemic has given a deep drop to many organizations, many businesses. So how do you think is it has affected the insurance business, and what do you think is the future of insurance business or in future of selling insurance?
Sure. So, fortunately for us, Mayank, what has happened is with this pandemic which has happened, the COVID situation which has happened, the demand for our product, which is health insurance product, has gone up drastically. So
Right,
on one side, the demand, because the awareness level of taking a health insurance and buying a health insurance is on a very high side, because people today are seeing all across. I was telling my people a few days back that probably 20 years when the privatization happened, we have not been able to create such awareness about health insurance and health, the awareness which has happened today with the COVID. So on one side, the awareness level is high, but on the other side, having said that, you would see the lot of in other industries job losses is there. You would see salary cuts are there. Some of the businesses would not happen. Things will change drastically in a lot of
right,
industries, which would mean that the financial capability of each individual would not be as great as it was earlier. But if you
right,
look at the balance between the demand which has been created because of this versus the financial capability, I still see that we as a health insurance industry are positive. And what happens with this is, and this will show up in the industry numbers as well on health insurance. So just to give you a sense of our organization, we have grown in the month of April by 12%. Even our new business retail sales have grown almost, I'm not saying growing on the new business retail, but it's still similar to what it was in last April, which definitely shows us some signs that our industry is not that impacted. In fact, there are opportunities now for our industry. So, for all the people in the sales world, especially in the health insurance sales world, probably, the way of selling would change. As you asked that what has changed from a sales perspective, the way of sales have changed, but because of the demand going up, I see that we would benefit somewhat with this industry. And I see a lot of other industry folks also they are looking at health insurance industry, which means the overall penetration of this sector would should go up with this. So I'm very hopeful and fortunate that I'm part of a health insurance industry.
that's wonderful, sir. Of course, it is growing, and at this point in time, of course, there's more awareness in the people, and people will just go to the health insurance and buy that. Maybe from different modes. Maybe it will be more of the they'll use the e modes to buy this insurance
Correct.
thing.
Correct.
That's wonderful, sir. So since this is the HR show, I just want to check with you if you want to give any message to all the employees.
So for all the employees across, few things which I have, and one of my favorite, I would say that, every time a hero is created, if you look at the whole history, every time a hero is created only when there is a crisis.
Right, right,
And today the situation is almost like a crisis, is a crisis. And I feel a lot of us can come out as heroes out of this crisis. Some would have got some opportunity today, some would get opportunities later, but all of us, have to be very, very positive in this situation. Change the way we are working today, because the world is changing, and hence we also need to change the way we were looking at it. Just to give you an example, not example, just to give you some sense on what I'm doing. Managing a family and work within the same home is always difficult,
Right.
because your kids are also there, your wife, your parents, everybody has expectations. So few things which I am doing, and which I'm trying to follow, which I think if everybody also does that will be very successful. One is, have your own schedule. uh, Normally all the people have a schedule, but I think the frontline sales guys do not have the rigorous schedule. I would suggest all of them to have a schedule which has portions of family time, which means you have tea time in the morning, then you have lunch time, then you have evening break with your family, so that you are able to give adequate time to work as well and office as well. It's very, very important to have those breaks, because let me tell you, in our offices we were meeting a lot of people, and
Right.
somehow within our work we were meeting people, we were getting those breaks. Today
Right.
you would not get it until unless you have those specified periods. So the family, if husband wife are working, they can come together and say that, look, this is my time for for a break, and my wife and I am doing it, my parents are also doing it, that this is a tea time in the morning, this is the afternoon lunch time 2 to 3, and then this is a 7 o'clock in the evening, so that we have a schedule. Second thing which I'm following, Mayank, is to ensure that I have a separate desk and a room. Some people can afford a separate room, some people can afford a separate desk, but a desk and or a study table or a dining table, choose yourself that, because you cannot be on your bed and still thinking that I will be able to manage my work.
Right.
That will become very difficult. People may be able to do it initially, but it's very important to have that. And that's where
Right.
I have carved out a separate area for myself, which has a separate room, which has a desk and everything, in terms of my Wi-Fi connection, and other things, so that I have full charge of control on me. And just to give you a last message, because it's a difficult and different situation for all of us, the last message I would have for all the people is that, घर पर रहें, स्वस्थ रहें, पर काम करते रहें. That's very
Right.
important, that all of us, to stay at home, be healthy. But one important thing which we should not, forget about, is we should keep on working. Even if, let's suppose our offices are not working and we are not able to work, some of the organizations, some of the businesses may not want them to work as much as they were working earlier. But even then, spend time on yourself in terms of developing some skills or something else, so that you are working, if officially outside or with for yourself, which will help us and all of us, everybody who is doing it, which will help them in the long term. So that's my last message, Mayank, to all the people here.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure this message will be well taken by all the employees, not only from the insurance industry, but from the other industries as well.
Sure, Mayank.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for being on the show. It was wonderful having you on the show.
Thank you very much, Mayank, for taking this session today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, friends, for watching us. I'll be back with you soon with some other personality. Till then, namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.